The story opens by establishing the stark contrast between humanity and alien civilizations, emphasizing the human ability to adapt and thrive in situations that other species might find incomprehensible. Corporal Jace Renner, a human soldier and adventurer, has traveled across interstellar space to the planet Zarkon 7, a world known for its technologically advanced but highly cautious alien inhabitants, the Zorathians. The narrative emphasizes that humans are not just another species in the galaxy, they are enigmatic, unpredictable, and often underestimated by even the most intelligent civilizations. This sets up the HFY, humans are extraordinary tone, that will permeate the story. From the beginning, the story highlights the cultural and biological differences between humans and Zorathians. Zarkon 7 is depicted as an alien world, with a unique gravitational field and futuristic technologies unfamiliar to humans. The apartment building that Jace moves into is described as hovering, with walls that shimmer and floors that hum in resonance with the planet's magnetic currents. These details are not just for aesthetic purposes. They establish a setting that is alien, technologically advanced, and somewhat intimidating to a human visitor. It also allows the story to showcase the contrast between human ingenuity and alien technology later on. The landlady, Kalura, is introduced as a striking figure, immediately creating tension and foreshadowing conflict. She is a four-armed, three-eyed Zorathian with greenish-blue skin, and her reputation for strictness establishes her as a formidable presence. This makes her reaction to Jace all the more significant. Her eventual shock, fear, and later admiration are central to the HFY theme. The story emphasizes her alien perspective, what humans might consider mundane or humorous, like adjusting clothing or using protective armor, is interpreted by her as bizarre and threatening. The pivotal moment in Part 1 occurs when Kalura notices Jace's protective exosuit, specifically a piece of it near his groin, which resembles a mini Shai-Hulud, invoking imagery from the famous sandworms of Arrakis. This moment blends humor, surprise, and shock, instantly capturing the reader's attention. Kalura's panicked reaction, screaming in disbelief, highlights the gulf in perception between humans and aliens. From her point of view, Jace appears to be harboring a living, potentially dangerous creature between his legs, emphasizing the alien tendency to misinterpret human technology and biology. Jace's reaction to her scream reinforces the story's central theme of calm human ingenuity in the face of alien fear. Instead of panicking, he remains composed and attempts to explain the situation, albeit humorously. His initial explanation, it's my personal defense mechanism, is deliberately vague, creating both comic relief and tension. This demonstrates a key human trait, the ability to think on one's feet and adapt even when misunderstood. The contrast between Jace's calm and Kalura's panic further highlights the HFY element, portraying humans as resilient, self-assured, and capable of extraordinary composure in bizarre situations. The narrative also uses Part 1 to foreshadow the human-alien dynamic that will develop throughout the story. While Kalura initially reacts with fear, this moment lays the foundation for eventual respect and admiration. The story hints that what seems threatening at first will later be revealed as extraordinary human innovation. By focusing on the aliens' misunderstanding, the story underscores humanity's unique ability to blend technology, biology, and adaptability, traits that other species may find intimidating or incomprehensible. Finally, Part 1 establishes both character and tone. Jace is presented as confident, clever, and resourceful, qualities that will define his interactions with the aliens. Kalura is depicted as cautious but intelligent, capable of learning and adapting. The tone mixes humor, tension, and awe, effectively engaging the reader while setting the stage for the HFY narrative. Humans are extraordinary not because they are alien themselves, but because they consistently surprise, adapt, and overcome challenges in ways no other species expects. In summary, Part 1 serves multiple purposes. It introduces the human protagonist and alien characters, establishes the unique and alien setting, sets up the central comedic and shocking moment, highlights the contrast between human and alien perspectives, and foreshadows the themes of human ingenuity, adaptability, and eventual admiration from the aliens. The interplay between humor, tension, and awe ensures that the reader is invested in both the characters and the unfolding story, creating a strong foundation for the next parts of the narrative. The story shifts from the initial shock of the alien landlady, Kalura, to a deeper exploration of human ingenuity and adaptability, hallmarks of the HFY, Humans Are Extraordinary theme. In this segment, the narrative emphasizes that humans are not merely odd or misunderstood. They are capable of controlling technology and situations in ways that other species cannot comprehend. The mini Shai-Hulud, initially perceived as a threatening alien organism, becomes the focal point for demonstrating humanity's ingenuity, calm under pressure, and mastery of tools. The story begins with Jace recognizing that verbal explanations alone will not ease Kalura's panic. Her reaction to his protective exosuit piece reflects a broader theme. Other species often misunderstand humans because they operate according to rules and logic that are alien to their observers. This sets up an important aspect of HFY storytelling. Humans do not always need to explain themselves in conventional ways. They demonstrate their capabilities, and their achievements speak louder than words. Jace decides to demonstrate the capabilities of the mini Shai-Hulud. From the reader's perspective, this creates both humor and suspense. The creature extends from his suit, and its movement, flexible, precise, and armored, mirrors the legendary sandworms of Dune, invoking a sense of awe. The description of its 2-meter length, segmented body, and controlled movements establishes it as an extraordinary technological marvel, blending human engineering with tactical functionality. To Kalura, who sees only the surface-level resemblance to a dangerous alien creature, this demonstration amplifies the shock factor. Kalura's reaction, staggering backward, flailing her arms, and expressing disbelief, highlights her alien perspective. The narrative uses her eyes, arm movements, and vocal exclamations to convey panic, fear, and fascination simultaneously. This is an important technique in HFY storytelling. By showing the alien perspective, the reader appreciates the contrast between human composure and alien anxiety. Jace's calm demeanor, in contrast, emphasizes human confidence and the ability to maintain control even when others panic. As Jace explains that the mini Shai-Hulud is harmless unless provoked and responds only to him, the story introduces the concept of symbiosis between humans and technology. Unlike other species, humans have an uncanny ability to integrate machines into their bodies or personal systems in ways that are both efficient and intuitive. This segment subtly reinforces that humans are not physically superior in every way, but their intelligence, creativity, and adaptability make them extraordinarily formidable. The reader begins to understand that this is not merely a humorous misunderstanding. It is a demonstration of why humans are respected and feared across the galaxy. The demonstration also provides a narrative bridge to broader world-building. By showing how the mini Shai-Hulud can interact with technology and obey commands, the story hints at a larger theme. Humans thrive in environments where others might fail. Jace's exosuit and its extensions are not just weapons, they are problem-solving tools designed for flexibility and survival. The narrative emphasizes that humans approach challenges practically, improvising with whatever is at hand, and turning potential hazards into advantages. Part 2 also begins the transformation of Kalura's perception. Initially terrified, she is gradually drawn into curiosity and admiration. Her question, it obeys you, signals the start of a subtle character arc. Humans are portrayed as naturally commanding and influential, not through intimidation but through competence and demonstration of skill. The story sets up a recurring motif in HFY. Human presence alone changes how other species think, respond, and ultimately respect them. Finally, Part 2 reinforces the story's balance of humor and awe. The visual of a mini sandworm wriggling between a human's legs, combined with the calm explanation and precise control, creates both comedic relief and a sense of wonder. Readers are invited to laugh at Kalura's overreaction, while simultaneously recognizing that Jace embodies traits that make humanity extraordinary: cleverness, technical mastery, calm under pressure, and the ability to surprise even the most intelligent alien species. In conclusion, Part 2 transitions the story from initial shock to active demonstration, highlighting the HFY theme. It establishes Jace as a competent, resourceful human, demonstrates the practical and tactical brilliance of human technology, begins the transformation of Kalura's perception from fear to admiration, and sets the stage for future events, where human ingenuity will further challenge alien expectations. By focusing on action, demonstration, and perspective, Part 2 ensures that the story moves beyond humor into the realm of genuine awe and respect for humanity's capabilities. The story escalates the stakes and demonstrates the core HFY theme. Humans are extraordinary, not just because of their technology, but because of their adaptability, courage, and ability to act decisively under pressure. While Part 2 established Jace's calm control over the mini Shai-Hulud and began to shift the alien landlady Kalura's perception of humans, Part 3 presents a real crisis that allows the reader to witness human ingenuity and leadership in action. The story begins with the failure of the building's anti-gravity stabilization field. This incident is significant for several reasons. First, it introduces a tangible threat to the alien characters, creating suspense. Zarkon 7's inhabitants, despite their advanced technology, are not omnipotent, and even their sophisticated buildings are vulnerable to mechanical failure. By placing the aliens in danger, the narrative highlights the limitations of other species' systems and sets up a scenario in which human problem-solving can shine. Jace immediately assesses the situation, demonstrating a hallmark of HFY storytelling. Humans act quickly, logically, and without hesitation in crises. While the alien tenants panic, floating helplessly or rushing to secure themselves, Jace evaluates the problem and devises a solution. His request for full access to the maintenance grid underscores both his confidence and the trust, or at least reluctant tolerance, he has begun to earn from Kalura. The reader begins to understand that humans are not only capable of using tools, but can also operate in alien environments and manipulate systems that others consider complicated or dangerous. The central moment in Part 3 is Jace's deployment of the mini Shai-Hulud as a practical tool to stabilize the building. The creature, which had previously been perceived as a bizarre or even threatening appendage, now becomes a solution to a life-threatening problem. Its armored segments clamp onto the building's energy conduits, rerouting power with precision. This scene emphasizes the theme of human adaptability. What others fear, humans can harness. The mini Shai-Hulud serves as both a literal and symbolic representation of human ingenuity, an extension of the human will, capable of extraordinary feats when guided by intelligence and skill. Kalura's reaction in this part is crucial for character development. Her awe at witnessing the creature's abilities, coupled with the calm composure of Jace, reinforces the growing respect she feels for humans. She begins to realize that humans are not merely unpredictable, they are capable of mastery over chaos that even advanced alien species find difficult to comprehend. Her shift from panic to admiration is subtle but important. It demonstrates the story's underlying message that humans earn respect through competence and action rather than intimidation or brute force alone. The narrative also highlights the contrast between human and alien approaches to problem-solving. While the Zorathians rely heavily on automated systems and fear the consequences of failure, humans like Jace are portrayed as resourceful, adaptive, and willing to improvise. This distinction is central to the HFY genre. Humans are often underestimated because their methods are unconventional, but their results consistently surpass expectations. By showing Jace calmly taking control in a high-stakes situation, the story reinforces the idea that human resourcefulness is as formidable as physical or technological superiority. Additionally, Part 3 underscores the theme of leadership. Humans, in this story, are not just problem solvers. They are natural leaders in crises. Jace's calm direction and decisive action reassure the other tenants, illustrating that humans can inspire confidence, even in species that initially mistrust or misunderstand them. This leadership is not rooted in fear, but in competence and composure, highlighting another key trait that makes humanity extraordinary in the eyes of other civilizations. Finally, this part of the story balances suspense, action, and HFY pride. The threat of the building collapsing into chaos keeps readers engaged, while the solution, the use of the mini Shai-Hulud to stabilize the structure, provides both satisfaction and a visual demonstration of human ingenuity. Humor remains present in the aliens' reactions, but it is now paired with awe, showing the evolution of perception from fear to admiration. The narrative ensures that the reader experiences both tension and wonder, reinforcing why humans are both respected and feared in interstellar society. In summary, Part 3 functions as a pivotal moment in the story. It elevates the stakes, demonstrates human adaptability, resourcefulness, and leadership, and deepens Kalura's growing respect for humans. Through action, demonstration, and perspective, the story effectively conveys the HFY theme. Humans are extraordinary not because of sheer power alone, but because of their ingenuity, composure, and ability to harness the unexpected for survival and success. This part sets the stage for further development in Parts 4 and 5, where admiration and respect for human capability will become even more pronounced. Of the story is a critical turning point in the HFY narrative, as it explores the transformation of perception from fear and misunderstanding to admiration and respect. While Parts 1 through 3 established Jace as a capable, resourceful human, and demonstrated the extraordinary capabilities of his mini Shai-Hulud, Part 4 delves deeper into the alien landlady Kalura's evolving perspective, highlighting a core theme of HFY storytelling. Humans are not just physically or technologically impressive. They inspire awe through competence, composure, and ingenuity. Following the crisis with the building's anti-gravity stabilization field in Part 3, Part 4 focuses on the aftermath and how humans leave lasting impressions on those around them. Kalura, initially terrified by the humans' oddities, begins to recognize a new pattern. The mini Shai-Hulud, which had first caused panic, is now a symbol of human mastery over the unknown. By observing Jace's calm, precise interactions with technology and his environment, Kalura begins to appreciate the difference between fear and respect. This marks a subtle but meaningful shift in her character. She is no longer merely reacting to perceived danger, but is actively reassessing her assumptions about humans. The narrative uses several techniques to convey this shift. First, humor is retained, particularly in Kalura's ongoing astonishment and occasional exclamations at the sight of the creature. This humor maintains the story's light-hearted tone, but it is layered with awe, signaling that what initially caused panic has now become a point of fascination. Her repeated flinches and exaggerated reactions are transformed into an almost ritualized acknowledgement of human skill, demonstrating how humans can inspire respect through their mere presence and capabilities. Part 4 also expands on human adaptability and problem-solving in everyday scenarios, not just in crises. Jace is depicted performing routine maintenance, fixing alien systems, and subtly demonstrating the versatility of his mini Shai-Hulud as both a practical tool and an extension of his abilities. These actions reinforce a central HFY idea. Humans can turn any situation, no matter how alien or seemingly trivial, into an opportunity to demonstrate competence. The narrative emphasizes that this is not about showing off. It is about applying practical skill and ingenuity to the environment, which alien species find both surprising and intimidating. A significant aspect of Part 4 is the way Jace's actions influence not only Kalura but also the other tenants of the apartment building. The alien's fascination with the mini Shai-Hulud and Jace's ability to control it underscores the broader theme that humans are often underestimated. While the aliens initially viewed him as a peculiar and potentially dangerous presence, they gradually recognize his abilities as extraordinary. By turning an object of fear into a demonstration of intelligence and control, Jace exemplifies how humans can subvert expectations and earn respect without aggression. Kalura's transformation is central to the emotional core of this part. The narrative emphasizes her internal struggle. She is an intelligent, capable alien who is accustomed to maintaining control over her domain, yet she finds herself genuinely impressed and even intimidated by a human. Her initial panic evolves into curiosity, then cautious admiration, and finally into genuine respect. This progression is significant for HFY storytelling because it highlights a recurring theme. Humans are remarkable not just for what they do, but for how their presence challenges other species' assumptions about capability, intelligence, and resourcefulness. Additionally, Part 4 reinforces the symbolic value of the mini Shai-Hulud. Originally a source of misunderstanding and humor, it becomes an emblem of human mastery over complexity. Its obedient behavior under Jace's control reflects the broader idea that humans are uniquely capable of harmonizing technology, biology, and strategy in ways that alien species cannot fully comprehend. By repeatedly demonstrating its utility and responsiveness, Jace cements his reputation not as a mere resident, but as an exemplar of human ingenuity. Finally, Part 4 serves as a bridge to the story's conclusion. It establishes the dynamics of respect, trust, and admiration that will culminate in Part 5, where humans' extraordinary abilities leave a lasting legacy. By highlighting Kalura's evolving perception, the story emphasizes that HFY is not merely about action or technology. It is about the human ability to inspire awe, transform fear into admiration, and leave others forever changed by their presence. Serves as the culmination of the story, tying together the humor, tension, and HFY, humans are extraordinary themes that have been built across the previous sections. At this stage, the narrative focuses not just on immediate events or demonstrations of human capability, but on the lasting impression humans leave on alien civilizations, a central idea in HFY storytelling. Jace's actions, calm demeanor, and technological mastery have not only solved crises and entertained, but have permanently altered the perceptions of those around him, particularly the alien landlady, Kalura. The first major element of Part 5 is the reflection on how Jace has changed his environment. Unlike previous parts, where his ingenuity and skill were tested through immediate challenges, this section emphasizes the ripple effect of his presence. Kalura and the other tenants, who initially regarded him with fear or suspicion, now view humans with a mix of awe and respect. The narrative highlights how humans leave a lasting impact simply by being themselves, calm, resourceful, and willing to engage with problems in ways other species may not conceive. This is a core HFY theme. Human influence is both subtle and transformative, often extending beyond the immediate moment. Central to this part is Kalura's evolution as a character. Over the course of the story, she has moved from panic and disbelief to cautious curiosity, admiration, and finally reverence. In Part 5, this reverence solidifies into advocacy. She shares stories with other Zorathians about Jace and the mini Shai-Hulud, emphasizing not just the technology itself, but the human mastery over it. By narrating her experience, Kalura illustrates a critical HFY concept. Humans inspire respect through action and competence, rather than through intimidation. Her acknowledgement becomes a form of cultural transmission, signaling that humanity is a species that cannot be underestimated. The mini Shai-Hulud, once a source of comic relief and misunderstanding, now becomes a symbol of human innovation and adaptability. Its obedient behavior is not simply a demonstration of technological control. It represents the human ability to integrate, adapt, and optimize systems that others consider dangerous or uncontrollable. In this way, Part 5 reinforces one of the story's key messages. Humans' mastery of both technology and circumstance sets them apart in a galaxy that often underestimates them. It is a visual and narrative metaphor for humanity's broader influence, showing that what may initially appear odd or threatening can become a force for innovation and admiration under human guidance. Another important aspect of Part 5 is how it encapsulates the duality of humor and awe that defines the story. The image of a mini Shai-Hulud between a human's legs remains absurd and humorous, keeping the narrative light-hearted. Yet, paired with Jace's competence and the aliens' growing admiration, it becomes a vehicle for awe and respect. This balance ensures that the HFY theme is not reduced to dry heroism or technical demonstration. The story maintains its entertaining and whimsical tone while delivering a clear message about human capability. Part 5 also emphasizes humans' ability to redefine expectations. From the alien perspective, Jace's presence challenges assumptions about what a human, or any species, can do. His calm problem-solving in crises, precise control over the mini Shai-Hulud, and ability to improve alien technology highlight a recurring HFY motif. Humans are underestimated precisely because their ingenuity is unconventional. By defying these expectations, Jace earns not only immediate respect, but also a lasting legacy in the minds of the Zorathians. This demonstrates that humanity's strength lies not in raw power alone, but in adaptability, intelligence, and the capacity to leave a lasting impression on others. Finally, Part 5 wraps the story by showing the broader implications of Jace's stay. When he leaves Zarkon 7, the narrative suggests that his presence will be remembered and discussed for years, even generations, among the aliens. His mini Shai-Hulud becomes a cultural touchstone, a legendary example of human ingenuity and mastery. Through this, the story communicates one of its strongest HFY messages. Human influence is far-reaching. Even a single individual, acting with competence, courage, and creativity, can inspire awe and reshape the perceptions of entire civilizations.